Okay, here's a guitarist version of a mandolin lesson on That's the Way. I don't proclaim to be a mandolin player per se, but this is a nice way to embellish the song if you've got a couple guitar players or a guitar player and you want to do the Mando part and you're not accomplished at it like me. So with that disclaimer said, let's do the intro. This I am tuned down half a step, so F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, and D sharp. We're playing with the recorded version. So what I'm doing here, I got my middle finger, I'm using that, and you'll see why in a second, on the second fret of the second string, and I'm going to primarily be playing the middle two strings. Then I'm going to go, that's a G, to C over G, so I'm putting my middle finger up a string on the third string, and I got my ring finger now on the third fret of the second string. Then I'm just going to move that form up to the fourth and fifth fret. Then what I do is take my middle finger off and play the first string now with my first finger on the third fret. So I have this so far. And then I'm going to come back with, I think he only hits it once, but you can do it a couple times. Okay, but what I hear is this. Okay, so anyhow, either way, now again we're going to hit it again there when we come back to that first position, and then come back on to the second position. Alright, so you get that. So that really, to me, is the full rhythm. I hear John Paul Jones doing some leads in E major, but I can't figure out those leads personally. I can't play them that well. I'm not that versed in mandolin. So if you play some licks and you know the E major scale on the mandolin, you can do that. So that's the verses. So when you come into the actual chorus, we'll do this. I'll start from the beginning here of a verse. Okay, so what we're doing there, after we come out, we're going to go into this B, alright? We've got a fourth string, third fret, second string, fifth fret, pinky on the sixth fret of the first string. Then you're back into that rhythm. Now you don't do that again, you go right back to that B. So it go like this. Then we're to a D. For this D, I'm using my thumb on the fourth string and my first finger on the first string at the second fret, both of them. Alright, the next part comes in. We're going to go to this chord. We're going to be on the 3rd fret, 4th string, and 5th fret of the 2nd string. Then we go back to our C over G, so we're at that 2nd position. And then back into the rhythm. I might not have talked while I used my middle finger in the beginning. The reason is because you can see I'm changing the chords here, sliding it up, and then my first finger's in position. So I'll show you how that whole part should sound. I'll start from one last verse. So you can see how that fits together. Just like the guitar part, Paige changes it up. And again, I just learned the Mando part to do that. So let's go into that last part we learned from one verse, and I'll show you how he changes it up. Alright, so what he does after the D, he's going up with our chords. So we're in that first position chord, we're on the 3rd string, 2nd fret, 2nd string, 3rd fret. We do that again. One more time. Then back into our turnaround. This time I think we're barring over the 1st and 2nd string for that G. Alright? Okay, here's the outro with the walk-up that I think he follows along with Paige. And I'll show you what we're doing after we do it. So what we're doing is our first chord, 2nd chord, 3rd chord. Now we're going to move up to the 5th fret of the 4th string and follow that up with 7 on the 2nd string. And then we're going to bar across the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd string, although your 3rd string will be up here at 8. Alright, and then what I think he does is this. You can do this chord. Okay, but what I think it sounds better with the open string. So I'm playing open 4th, and I'm on the 5th fret of the 2nd string. I play those together, and the reason I'm using my ring finger is because I can move that up to 7 and add my 1st finger here at 5. Then to that chord on the 4th string at 4 and 3rd string at 5. Then back to our first string, our first chord. So again. And then he goes into it again. And that's how the whole song ends. So play along with that. You know, again, I don't know if I'm exact. I'm a guitar player messing around with mandolin, but it sounds pretty good to me and I'm enjoying playing it. So if it helps, I'm glad. Enjoy.